Come, dear viewer, let's understand the point system in this academy. Anyone who collects at least 7,200 points out of the 12,000 total points available in the academy is allowed to qualify for the higher institution and can pursue their dream of becoming a Magia Vander. All the students are now striving to collect points and qualify for the higher institution. Sion and Colette both possess incredible magical power. My friend, Sion quickly succeeded in the test, gathering over 9,000 points, while Colette earned more than 7,000. Our protagonist Will faces the golem, and the other students bully him because he fights using street techniques, with no magical power at all. Due to the bullying and distraction, Will became so weak that he couldn't even scratch the golem, making him the joke of the season. At the same moment, the atmosphere ignites, my friend, as a very strong girl named Hannah and a young man named Lindor cast highly advanced magical spells, defeating the golem in the blink of an eye. Lihana earned over 10,000 points, while Lindor set a record with more than 11,000 points. Then, another student named Julius stepped forward, clearly remarkable, using a new and advanced magic. Without moving from his spot, he froze all the golems in the hall. Julius also scored over 10,000 points. Julius challenges Lihana and Lindor, confident that he will win against them in the remaining tests. It seems the situation is tense between this legendary trio, as they are the only ones in this academy to have surpassed 10,000 points. As for our hero Will, he has lost hope, being the only one who failed to defeat the golem and only earned 5,000 points. He is deeply saddened, and on top of that, Julius approaches him and says, "You are in my way, you fool. I don't need to see you in front of me again." Will apologizes, even though he isn't at fault. It was a humiliation like no other. Will went to the dining hall, where Colette encouraged him and tried to lift his spirits to participate in the Great Magic Festival. My friends, stay tuned. I know you're wondering, what is the Great Magic Festival? The Great Magic Festival is an event organized by the Academy of Magic every 2 years, where students participate in various competitions, and the legendary mages descend from the tower to scout for talented students in magic. But Will, the poor guy, has no magic, so how will he participate in an event called the Great Magic Festival? Colette changes her perspective on the event and tells him, "The Great Magic Festival is actually a competition among students from different tower factions. These 4 factions are the Staff of the Thunder Lord, the Sacred Thousand Staff, the Emperor's Flame Staff, and finally, the Ice Maiden's Staff. These 4 factions are led by the current Magia Vander, so Will, if one of these groups chooses you, your acceptance as a member of the tower is guaranteed. So there's a slim chance that Will could achieve his dream, but Will sees that as far-fetched since he hasn't even graduated from the academy. Here we see Iris, who was sent by the Elfaria, secretly observing Will. Meanwhile, Colette continues to encourage Will, and he says to her, "I don't think I have enough talent to attract even a fly at the Grand Magic Festival." But Colette insists that he should participate in the event. However, Will has bad memories about it. He once tried to participate in the Grand Magic Festival and only managed to attract piles of garbage towards him. This caused him psychological trauma, and he ended up withdrawing from the competition. All the students are training for the Grand Magic Festival, except Will, who just watches them. But Colette insists that something positive will happen to him at the festival, even though in his mind, Will sees salvation in the idea that he cannot use magic, which means he'll remain a failure for the rest of his life. Suddenly, Colette discovered something strange in the students' lockers. There was one locker that wasn't surrounded by the magic of the lock. Aha, there's something fishy about this. Colette used the Kiki gem, and indeed it succeeded in destroying the magic protecting that locker. When they opened the door, they found there was a hidden drawer inside. Inside, the students were secretly betting on whether the teacher knew about it. When Will and Colette saw this, Will got nervous because his secret was exposed. Colette warned him, saying, "Hey boy, stop using violence with Will." Their friend Sion mocks their friend, saying that no one here is betting on his victory. All the students are betting on the legendary trio, which made Sion so angry that everyone heard him. Colette in turn bullied him, so Sion got really angry, pushed Will, and left. The next day after the lesson ended, Will was heading to work. Colette wanted to go with him, and it was obvious that she liked him. But Will said to her, "I'm going to work. The important thing is working on the street where the dwarves who work in the mines live. I love my job very much at Mrs. Gina's tavern. She did the opposite of the academy. No one here bullies me. They are very happy to have an active boy like me. Will is forced to work here to pay for his studies. Even his companion Rosti always helps him and advises him to participate in the Great Magic Festival to change his life. But Will says to him, "No, my brother, I won't participate in it, even if it made me the richest person." Will continued working, and the dwarves here consider him their brother. Will lives his happiest moments in this tavern. Some ask him why he always works here, even though the pay the dwarves give him is very little. Will says, "I work here not just for the money, but also for the love I find in these dwarves. Despite my miserable state, they welcomed me warmly." At that moment, Julius enters the tavern and starts cursing and swearing, mocking everyone in it. Julius laughs mockingly at Will and says to him, "This is your rightful place with these savages." The old man Dunn got angry and said to him, "You are a lowly race. You came here from another world. Know your place, or I'll throw you out of this country." Yes, dear viewer, the dwarves came here from another world. Long ago the world of the dwarves was destroyed by the heavenly host, and they appeared in this world, treated with contempt by the people here. And if they defend themselves, they will be expelled from this country. That's why the old man holds himself back, so as not to involve the rest of the dwarves with him, for those who possess magic in this world are treated like kings. Rosti brought food to Julius, but Julius mocked the tavern's food and said, "This dirty food smells like the sweat of animals. Even the beasts are better than these filthy creatures. Get out of our country quickly." The boy was cursing and insulting the dwarves without hesitation. Will started getting angry and approached Julius's table, saying, "Withdraw your invitation to this place and everyone in it immediately." But Julius refused and threw the rest of his food at him. Will remained resolute despite this. Julius's companion wanted to hit him, but Will grabbed both of them and slammed them to the ground. Someone exclaimed, "That's what we were waiting for." Julius was furious, as he had never been insulted like this before. He used his new magic and froze the entire place, and Will activated his magic, but Julius possessed an overwhelming power. He easily pinned Will to the wall and intended to freeze his heart. But he was surprised by the look in Will's eyes, as Will wasn't afraid of him at all. At this point, Julius changed his plan and said to him, "I've beaten you here, but your participation in the Great Magic Festival will soothe my anger. I will humiliate you in front of all the spectators, you talentless fool." Will grabbed his magic staff and Furious agreed, saying, "I'll make you apologize to Mr. Dunn and all the dwarves. Prepare yourself, my friend, for what's coming." The next day, Will went to participate in the Great Magic Festival, and there you have it, dear viewers. We've reached the end of today's episode. If you're excited for the next part, hit the like button and share the video everywhere. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel in appreciation of my efforts.